What up, what up, what up? Dusty Boaz Henry here. Boaz standing for the believer of the Alpha and the Omega. Z is the last letter in the alphabet, so therefore it represents the Omega. Henry standing for high earning, not rich yet. Still got my microphone up here. But me and this microphone, we still dusty. Now it'll stay up at an angle, the microphone. But if it's hanging down a little bit, it won't stay up. It'll just slowly, and then I'll be down here talking. Try to get into the mic. So at least it's not moving anymore. But we're still in Isaiah chapter 3. Thank you all for tuning into the video. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. So Isaiah chapter 3, we're going to, as tradition with this channel, we're going to start with the Message version, and we specifically decide to designate this video to Isaiah chapter 3 verses 16 through 23. Isaiah, the Message version, 16 through 23. Isaiah 3, the Message version, 16 through 23. So Isaiah 3, beginning at verse 16, God, capital G, says Zion women are stuck up, prancing around in their heels, making eyes at all the men in the street, swinging their hips, tossing their hair, gaudy and garish in cheap jewelry. The master will fix it. So those Zion women will all turn bald. Scabby, bald-headed women. The master will do it. The time is coming when the master will strip them of their fancy baubles, the dangling earrings, anklets and bracelets, combs and mirrors and silk scarves, diamond brooches and pearl necklaces, the rings on their fingers and the rings on their toes, the latest fashion in hats, exotic perfumes and aphrodisiacs, gowns and capes, all the world's fabrics, finest fabrics and design. Did I make any of that up? Okay. Let's switch over, as is tradition of the channel, to the New American Standard Bible. Isaiah chapter 3 out of the New American Standard Bible. Isaiah 3 beginning at verse 16. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with heads held high and seductive eyes, and go along with mincing steps. Forgive me, Lord. I'm going to do that again. Isaiah 3, verse 16. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with heads held high and seductive eyes, and go along with mincing steps and jingle the anklets of their feet, the Lord will afflict the scalp of the daughters of Zion with scabs, and the Lord will make their foreheads bare. On that day, the Lord will take away the beauty of their anklets, headbands, crescent ornaments, dangling earrings, bracelets, veils, headdresses, ankle chains, sashes, perfume boxes, amulets, finger rings, nose rings, festive robes, outer garments, shawls, purses, papyrus garments, undergarments, headbands, and veils. You know, in the last video, I was going to start out by saying, the video that didn't have any audio, I was going to start out and say, it must be hard to be a woman. Then I had to back that back and say, you know, it's really easy. Being a woman is got to be one of the easiest things according to the Bible. Why? Dusty, you just a dude. You just want to turn this channel into one of those bashing women, hate all women, manosphere channels. No, look, I didn't write this book. I didn't write this translation. Y'all need to go after them for having this translation, okay? I'm stating that the word already says that the woman will be under the husband. She will answer to her husband, and that the husband will answer to God. And the husband will be, the head of the household will have to answer for the direction that the family goes. And the woman should pray for her husband, her spouse, so that his heart and his mind are aligned with God and God's word. And then on top of all of that, you come to Isaiah chapter 3, and it goes through a whole gamut of the things that you really should be avoiding as a woman. Here's one thing we know. Stay with me here. How much time we got? We got plenty of time. If you are a woman and you're viewing this, explain to me how you know that the gates of hell are wide and the gates to heaven are narrow, and it literally goes through a detailed list of don't be walking around with your nose up in the air with seductive eyes, mincing steps, anklets. I don't need to read it again. I already read. At the point where you read this, okay? You read this and you see all your kind. Doesn't matter. We're not even talking about race. We just talking about the gender. You see everybody being an Instagram baddie on OnlyFans. Maybe you're not that woman. Maybe you're the woman that just wants to look. She has on her leggings. I want to have on my leggings. The sashes, the perfume boxes, the outer garments, the leggings. And we ain't gonna talk about the hats. Then the new Message version talk about some hats. Well, what's the equivalent of a hat in 2025 that a woman will wear? Maybe weave, butterfly, eyelashes, and sandals. Look, don't come for Dusty. I didn't write this. Where is it? The latest fashion in hats. And I know it's going to look like I'm calling a specific ethnicity out. And I'm trying not to. Lord, help me with this situation. Please help me, Lord. Please. The latest fashions in head coverings. Isn't that what a hat is? Maybe, you know what? Y'all are right. Y'all are right. Let's do it together. What? Oh, that's the wrong. What is a hat? A shaped covering for the head, worn for warmth, or as a fashion item, or as a part of a uniform. The latest fashion in hats. I don't think my sisters are wearing these head coverings for warmth. Of course, all the horses that have been killed, maybe, you know what? I'm not going there today. This is not that channel. This is not a manosphere, red pill. This is not that channel. I'm just focusing on this word. All your perfumes, your gowns, your leggings, your butterfly eyelashes, your name brand, world's finest fabrics and designs. All of that's going to be stripped away. And you're reading Isaiah 3 as a female gender. Why wouldn't you just go the opposite way? Becky, Susie, I don't even, whatever her name is that's in your closest vicinity, how are you distinguishing yourself from her? How are you not walking through the wide gates of hell, but you got all the ring fingers, nose rings, diamond brooches, scarves, combs, mirrors, ankle bracelets, dangling earrings, fancy baubles? How are you distinguishing yourself? These are questions that you should ask in your day-to-day life. Then the other question that I have, that Dusty has, is why is it so focused in this chapter 3 on the various aspects of women? I mean, the New Message version goes as far as to call them stuck up. Prancing around in their high heels. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Sisters, doesn't matter your race. I'm just calling you a sister because you're a female created in his image. That's who I'm calling sisters. I'm not calling any ethnicity out. Align yourself with the word. Make sure that you're not going through the wide gates, but that you're aligning yourself with his word to go through the narrow gates. I maybe the brothers have call outs in chapter 2. That's an inspiration for next week, next month. Maybe we'll go back to chapter 2. Maybe we'll do this backwards. We already know that chapter 4 verse 1 says. We already know what that says. And I got to go back and edit that video to keep the authentic response. At least I had audio on that video. But I'm going to go back and edit it with what I have and hopefully release that. I guess it's going to come out in order since I've gone back to read chapter 3 now to give context to Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1. So spoiler alert, that's coming out. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know that you're out there. Share this video. Let's have a discussion about it. What? It even says that it's not good for the women to rule. Don't come for Dusty. Dusty Boaz Henry here. Boaz standing for the believer of the Alpha and the Omega. Z is the last letter in the alphabet, so therefore it represents the Omega. Henry standing for high earning, not rich yet. We already know where that came from. But I'm still Dusty with a dusty mic. But I'm out. Love y'all. Peace.